What's up, Tide fans? Stacey Blackwood here from Tide Talk Live. And on today's episode, we're going to be looking at 5 prospects from the class of 2023 that could potentially commit next to the Crimson Tide. So stay tuned, subscribe, like this video, and we'll see you on the other side. All right, so like I said, we're going to be talking about 5 players, prospects from the class of 2023 that could possibly commit to Alabama here pretty soon. All right, when we get to this list, I'm excited about all these guys actually, but I feel pretty confident in Alabama's chances in landing all 5 of these guys. Before we even dive into that list, you know the drill. We want to hear from you guys. Jump in the comment section below and let us know who you think will be Alabama's next commitment from the class of 2023. So jump in the comment section and do that. While you're down there, give this video a thumbs up and make sure you hit that subscribe button. We are closing in on 1,000 subscribers, and we cannot wait to reach that goal so we can continue to provide great content here on the Alabama Crimson Tide. All right, so let's just look at this list. All right. The first guy that I got to talk about is 5-star running back Richard Young out of Florida. Just a talented back, arguably the best back in the country in this class. And Alabama is looking like they are in prime position to land a commitment from Richard Young, which is exciting news. It looks like On3 has him over a 90% chance that Alabama will land his commitment. So it's looking pretty good for Alabama. And there's some news circulating that a commitment could come within the next week or so, or even less. So that's something to be looking out for. Another guy to look out for is another 5-star guy, Malik Bryant, the linebacker from Florida. He's a guy who could maybe play the edge, but I think Alabama's looking at him to play the inside linebacker position. Of course, Alabama misses out on Aguero to Miami yesterday, but now it looks like they have a chance of getting a commitment later this month from 5-star Malik Bryant. I look for this. Speaking of guys who could potentially commit next, I'll look for Alabama to maybe get a flip from Ole Miss commit Suntarine Perkins. Just another, he's an athlete who's probably going to play inside linebacker for Alabama if he does, in fact, choose to make that flip from Ole Miss to the Crimson Tide. He's probably the best prospect in the state of Mississippi for the class of 2023. So right now you're looking at Richard Young, maybe Suntarine Perkins makes that flip, and then Malik Bryant. But you got to look at the defensive line as well. There's some guys there like Jordan Renown who can make a commitment to Alabama. Alabama has really had the lead on him for several months now, and it looks like he is going to be a part of this class sooner rather than later. And then, keeping it on the defensive line, he visited last month in June when everybody visited. Is another guy, another defensive lineman, Edric Hill, who is just a really good talent. I think he's a little bit underrated because of his size. He's not doesn't have incredible length that you're really looking for from the interior defensive lineman, but he is a really good player and would provide some really good depth, not only in this class from the defensive line position, but moving forward on the depth chart there in Tuscaloosa. So those are the 5 guys that I'm looking at right now who could potentially commit next to the Crimson Tide. I know lately it's been a little down for Alabama fans. Peter Woods, the 5-star defensive lineman, commits to Clemson last week over Alabama. But I'm here to tell you that that's not over with yet. Signing day is not until December, and a lot can happen between now and then. And I know we talked about the differences between Dabo Swinney and Nick Saban, but just know that Peter Woods is going to feel immense pressure from Thompson High School, not the high school itself, but from that being in that area, growing up an Alabama fan, to look closer at the Alabama program. So that's not over with yet. And there's still plenty of talent within the state of Alabama for Nick Saban and his staff to go after. Quay Russo is a guy who I'm really excited about. His teammate is also there. Both guys are 5-star, James Smith. So there's plenty of talent here in the state of Alabama, even if Peter Woods does not decide to flip his commitment to Alabama. But that is something to watch out for. But Richard Young, Edric Hill, Suntarine Perkins, uh, there's so many guys that could be committing next to Alabama, and I think Richard Young could possibly be that next guy, maybe within a week or so. So that is something to look out forward to. We're really excited to be talking about recruiting, but and that's really what our show's been focused on lately. But next week is SEC Media Days, and that is obviously something to be excited about because the whole Jimbo Fisher and Nick Saban feud is going to be at the forefront, I'm sure. Of course, Billy Napier is going to be making his SEC Media Day, his first appearance there for SEC Media Days. So that's something to look forward to. Brian Kelly's now at LSU. Lane Kiffin's always good for a few great quotes. So there's going to be a lot of great content next week once SEC Media Days gets rolling there in Atlanta at the College Football Hall of Fame. But that's going to wrap up this episode. Like I said, I want you to hear from you guys. Jump in the comment section and let us know who you think will be Alabama's next commitment from the class of 2023. Hit that like button and hit that subscribe button. Until next time, roll tide.